Before you even pick up a wrench, pull the service information for the vehicle you're working on. Torque specs, bleeding sequences, whether the rear caliper has an electronic parking brake integrated into it. These details matter. Don't assume every caliper is the same. That assumption is how you end up with stripped threads or a brake fluid leak at the worst possible moment. Once the car is safely on jack stands and the wheel is off, take a second to look at everything before you disturb anything. Check the condition of the brake hose, the connection point, and the caliper body itself. Then find the bleeder screw. There's usually a little rubber cap over it. Pop that off, grab a proper 6-point wrench, and just crack the bleeder loose. Then tighten it right back. You're not bleeding anything yet. You're confirming it isn't seized. If it's rusty, soak it with penetrating oil first and give it time to work. A snap bleeder screw stops the whole job cold. So treat that moment with the respect it deserves. If you're replacing the caliper, this is the perfect time to flush the old fluid out. Brake fluid absorbs moisture over time, which drops its boiling point and corrodes things from the inside out. Since you're already opening the hydraulic circuit anyway, push fresh fluid through now. Keep the reservoir topped up as you go. Let it run dry, and you're pulling air into the ABS module, which becomes a whole different headache involving a scan tool. Before you disconnect any lines, use a brake pedal holding tool. Wedge it between the seat and the pedal so it's depressed just slightly, maybe an inch. That small amount of travel moves the master cylinder pistons past the compensating ports, which are the tiny passages that would otherwise let the entire reservoir drain the moment you crack open a line. Don't shove the pedal to the floor, though. The far end of the bore may have corrosion sitting in it, and forcing the seals into that will damage them. When you remove the hose or line, use a flare nut wrench, not an open end. Have a drain pan ready. If it's a banjo bolt, note how the crush washers are stacked, one on each side of the fitting. Always use new crush washers on reassembly. Old ones work, harden, and they will leak. Once the line is free, cap it immediately and tuck it out of the way so it doesn't kink or hang under its own weight. Before pulling the caliper off the rotor, push the pistons back just slightly. Use a C-clamp or a dedicated piston retraction tool, not a screwdriver. A screwdriver can slip and gouge the rotor face or tear the dust boot. If the pistons are really resisting, crack the bleeder open slightly while you compress them. That lets fluid escape into your catch bottle instead of forcing it back up toward the ABS unit. And if it's a rear caliper with a screw, type parking brake piston, you have to rotate it while pressing in. Forcing it straight will destroy the internal adjuster. Check the service info first. With the pistons retracted, remove the mounting bolts, support the caliper with your hand, and lift it clear. These are heavy, cast iron or aluminum, so don't let one drop onto your foot or onto the wheel speed sensor wiring. Now bring it to a clean, well-lit bench and start the inspection. First, the piston dust boot. This rubber seal is what keeps water, road salt, and brake dust off the piston surface. Look for tears, cracks, or any swelling from petroleum contamination. Press it with a finger. It should feel soft and pliable. Anything less, and you're rebuilding or replacing. Next, look for fluid. A shiny wet film on the piston skirt, just outside the dust boot, means the internal seal has failed. A dry, slightly dull surface is what you want to see. Also check around the bleeder and the hose inlet. Run a fingernail across anything that looks like a crack. If you feel a ridge, that caliper is likely scrap. Check the guide pins too. Pull back their boots, slide them out, and wipe them clean. They should move in and out of their bores with a smooth, silky feel. Any binding, deep scoring, or rust scaling means replacement. The old grease should still be soft. If it's turned into a hard paste or vanished entirely, corrosion has already done its damage. Don't overlook the bracket. Those stainless steel abutment clips can rust out or lose their tension, which means the pads won't slide freely and you'll get tapered wear and noise. They're inexpensive. Just replace them. Scrub the bracket bores with a wire brush and apply fresh high-temperature silicone brake grease before you put anything back together. Based on what you've found, you're either rebuilding or replacing. A torn boot with a clean bore and no leaking. A seal kit could work. Pitting inside the bore, a damaged bleeder seat, threads that are pulling. That's a core return. Don't waste time on it. Get everything cleaned up and know what you're replacing, and you're ready to move toward reassembly